But watch and learn. Awesome. Another quest I can't do. So we did deck of the week for episode 1, Hearth of the Cards. We did a Zoolock list that is on the left side of your screen, and I'll be running some games with it on ladder to just kind of show you guys how it works and talk you through it. This will be on the Hearth of the Cards YouTube, so expect to find it there. Sadly, no music. I don't want the YouTube to mute stuff, and I'll be talking through all of my plays, so plenty to listen to, exciting stuff. Got Diet Coke with lime too. Need to shake it up a bit. Oh, my mic is a little further away than it needs to be, but I'll try and talk into my mic more. You should be able to hear me. I'm not using the stand like I normally use, but the stand is the most comfortable thing in the world. So I have coin. Keeping abusive has its merits here because I'm playing Warlock, and abusive is pretty good against Zoo because it gives you better traits, and it's pretty good against Handlock. Also, when you have coin, there's a pretty good chance you'll get a 1 or a 2 if you mulligan with this deck, so I probably will keep abusive. So this is really good. I'll see what he plays turn 1, but likely my play is coin Nerubian Egg. So this is like the dream. So you coin Egg. If he has Voidwalker, this is a little more annoying because I'm going to have to run Egg into Voidwalker with Power Overwhelming. But he has to play Voidwalker on 2 and float 1 mana, which isn't good either. I probably will have to float 1 mana as well unless I draw a 1-drop here, but I'll have a 4/4 on board and he won't have anything. So I'll also have 2 life advantage on him. You don't think about life too much in the Zoo versus Zoo matchup, but when you have Doomguard and Power Overwhelming in your hand, you can start to think about it. So this is kind of like when I posted the deck list on Reddit, I said that Egg was like the most, probably the most important part of this deck because of how much tempo it can give you. And I just got so much tempo right there at the Beast of an Egg. He doesn't really have a good turn 3 play either. If he plays Imp Gang Boss, he just loses it to the 4/4. So I don't have a great play here. I can tap. I don't think tap is worth it. I think I just need to play something on board. Trade this and go face. So he's probably going to trade this, but it gave me a good trade and it gave me 2 damage to face, so it probably got its value for 1 mana. And it's not really worth tapping there because I want to keep pressure on board. You also don't have to play around AoE as much once you're playing against a Warlock that plays Flame Imp, because he's probably playing a Zoo list, and Zoo lists don't really run Area of Effect, as you've noticed from my Zoo list. So, like, the reason behind not running AoE in Zoo is that you're supposed to control board the whole game. This is kind of what I'm doing here, is controlling board. It's delicious. So his turn 4 plays are likely Voidcaller. He might have an Argus. I don't really see what else he'd have. Oh, Juggler. So he's going to see how lucky he gets with the Juggle into my 2/1. No, he missed. So this is really bad for him. So I have a couple options here. I think the choice is pretty clear, just to taunt up my guys and trade. No. Alright. I'm going to trade this guy in and just go face with the Juggler. The reason behind this is the Juggler can already trade with either of these two. And even if he uses Implosion on my board, he can trade with the other one. So I'm just getting face damage. I have 9 points of damage in my hand as long as I have 1 thing stick. So if I get like 1 or 2 more face shots, I can just end the game. And like I said earlier, he has to trade. So he traded there. That's why I went face. And if your opponent has to trade and you trade for them, you lose damage that could have potentially gone to face, kind of like we just saw. So this is going to be a more aggressive play, but I just need one creature to stick, and I win next turn because I have turn 6 and I have 9 damage. I guess not 1, but I have a lot of burst in my hand. So if my 2/3 lives, I don't have lethal if he can clear the other 2. But they have really awkward health amounts for him. Yeah, he has to Doomguard on 5 and discard his cards to even clear my board. So he loses. This is kind of what you want to do in Zoo. You want to set up board until like you don't need to be taking trades, and then you just, I guess, go for lethal when you have it. And always try and put your opponent as far into the negative as you can. Just kind of let them know who's boss. So that's one game. People I'm playing aren't too good. I haven't played a ton this season with school starting, so. Zoo isn't a control deck though. You can't expect to win like 70 or 80% in low ranks, so gonna do a couple games. I'd be happy with like a 3-1, 4-1, 3-2 wouldn't be terrible, but hopefully we just go 3-0 and I can throw this on YouTube. That guy didn't make the best plays. I don't see what else he had though. It's hard to know if your opponent actually made bad plays sometimes unless you can see their hand or the play's like really obviously bad. So this is really good. Voidwalker doesn't get punished by Minibot as bad, and Voidwalker Lance Carrier is actually pretty good against Minibot. So I'm gonna keep this hand. Alright, that's probably not what I wanted to see, but sometimes you get Magonis in your opening hand. Oh. Void Color is really nice against the Urgent Squire. In here, I'm just gonna Void Color Coin Flame him. So he doesn't really have a lot of good plays here. He could Minibot, but it's pretty unlikely that he even has Minibot. If he Minibots, I'll trade it the 1/1, so he just used the Minibot to, oh well. So this is like the dream. Yo, Doom. So Flame costs 1 and Knife Juggler costs 2. If you get this trade, you just take it. Also, gonna get rid of the Divine Shield so I don't have to deal with any shenanigans, like him using the 3 cost card or any buffs really. And we'll just play Knife Juggler. What do you think of Malphite right now? I think Malphite's pretty good. I played a game of Malphite when I was duo queuing with Pwn and I did pretty well. But doing deck commentary for the Zoo List deck of the week right now. So kind of talking through my plays while I play my Zoo List. So he played a secret. It's likely that it's Defender or Avenge. So this is kind of tricky. If I juggle into Avenge, I would trade Knife Juggler. So juggling into Avenge might be bad. But if it's Defender, I'm going to lose either of my guys. So it's probably better to lose the Voidwalker. It's just a question of like, I should probably Lance Carrier the Juggler first and see what happens. Alright, so it's Defender. So it's kind of how you want to deal with secrets. You just kind of need to think through the thought process. Usually if they play one on board, like on curve, and they're not pulling it from the Mysterious Challenger, it's Avenger Defender. So I usually play around Defend and Avenger, and I don't pay too much attention to the other ones. Yeah, this is a really awkward turn. He has to trade this, and he has to take 5 damage to get rid of the Knife Juggler and Sword of Justice. I also have Void Caller and 2 really good demons, so if the Void Caller gets killed, it's going to pull Doomguard or Magonis, and he'll probably lose. So his hand is really slow right now, too. And a lot of times you kind of want to be worried playing Void Caller against Paladin if they have the True Silver champion, which deals 4 damage and it heals 2 life for 4 mana. But he doesn't want to get rid of his Sword of Justice now. He just wasted a lot of mana to play it. So That's kind of why I went with the void color on board. So we'll see. Hopefully he plays something else so I can trade and kill it. We'll see though. No. So this is actually pretty nice. We're gonna silence. Test for defender. Alright, so we didn't get defender. And probably just go face. So I'm gonna assume what he has on board is Avenge. I'm also getting, ooh, competitive spirit. That's interesting. It doesn't do a lot for him though. His hand is also pretty slow and he's running out of cards. I want to play out most of my hand too. I just don't want to give him divine favor turn. So when you're kind of far ahead, or you feel that you're far ahead, and I feel that I'm far ahead with this hand because of what Voidwalker's gonna bring out, you can make I don't know. You have to make safer plays and kind of play around more stuff. Just work on setting up for lethal. And that's what I was talking about. That's why I played out all my hands. Divine Favor. I could have given him 3 or 4 cards there, and that would have been very bad. But this isn't too bad. What do I have? 3, 7, 12. I'm 1 damage off lethal, sadly. So, the play here is probably tap. And play Implosion. I think I need to play safe here, but getting rid of Silverhand recruits for Quartermaster is really important. I'm going to swing here just because he might have Consecration and I need to get damage to face. If my board gets consecrated, then I'll need a win condition somehow. And I still have the Doomguard Power Overwhelming, and that's a good win condition if he's at 10 health. If he's at 13, it's not as good. So he really doesn't have a play here. He loses. He's going to bring out Morganas, and he's going to not be able to deal with it. Or Doomguard, and he'll be able to deal with it, but something will stick. So he's probably going to surrender as soon as he sees this. Nope. So, test for defender. No defender. And we just kill him. So it's 2-0. And kind of the Secret Paladin matchup, you want to control board. Play around True Silver. Play around Consecrate. And play around Secrets. And Mini Bot. You really need to be careful playing Flame It first in this matchup because of Mini Bot. And Mini Bot can be really, really frustrating. But the Voidwalker and a Mini-Bot's pretty good, and that's one of the reasons I put Lance Carrier in my list. Flame Juggler is in my free-to-play list, and I actually think it's really, really good tech against the Secret Paladin right now. I'm just not that scared of playing Secret Paladin. Maybe I'll have to eat it and... So we're not going to keep Abusive here. Sometimes I keep Abusive in aggressive matches, but it really doesn't trade out well if Paladin's 1/1s. This is a really bad hand. I might go 2-1. I mean, it's Hearthstone. Sometimes you just get really bad mulligans. 2-4-4-4 is not great. But we'll see. If he has a turn 1, this is bad. If he doesn't... Ooh, coin Mini-Bot. GG. So one note with Minibot is that you if you use Implosion on it, it'll deal 0 damage and you won't get imps. It'll just break the Divine Shield. So be careful of that. I might be able to come back here if I just egg on 3 and taunt them both up. We'll see. This is really slow though. If I get an Argus on both of them though, I can get to the Divine Shield, and then I have a pretty good board of 4/4s to kind of continue into the game with. But he might be able to just set up with whatever secrets he wants. So I think there's a good chance that that's competitive spirit. I could be wrong. We're going to test for defender first. So I'm going to test with one of my guys for defender. Hits Avenge. What do we got? So this isn't the worst. We're just gonna crack Divine Shield, and he has to trade with both of these, and I can probably Implosion to clean up. Oh, might want to change your game. I'll change game next time. I kind of want to finish this run, and I'm exporting it to YouTube anyway. So, I'm actually really bad about changing the game when I play. So the question here is, how hard do I want to play into Consecrate? The answer is not very hard. So, if you play some other Zoolocks with Direwolf's placement will matter a little bit more, but I don't run Direwolf and I don't run Shredder, so there's really no possibility of getting Direwolf here. But I get punished pretty hard by Consecration of this board, but I really need to play good play, and I don't get punished that hard, so we'll see. Quartermaster could also be difficult, but I need to apply pressure somehow. It looks like Consecration though, the way he's trading. Yeah, so this isn't too bad. Board is reset, and I have 2 Implosions. Now that he's played Consecration, I can play Implosion without fear of losing too much. Although I don't have anything to implode. So we're just gonna tap. And I'm just gonna Abusive for board. I'll be right back. So, normally you wouldn't do that. You want to set up Abusive for a trade or something. But Paladin's minions are so low health, I'm probably not going to get a trade. I also have that Doomguard in hand, so I kind of want to start whittling him down for that lethal. So, I have 4 damage on board plus 5, that's 9. And you always want to be counting lethal. This is 11. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to implode this. Going to Lance Carry and trade this up because he's just going to trade the 1/1 with this anyway. And I'm going to go face. And once again, I have board and you really want to trade a lot with Zoo, but the important thing to think about is that I need to kill him somehow. And sometimes Zoo can run out of steam, and I don't know what kind of late game cards he has. Oh. Killing him before turn 8 is pretty important too because he can get land hands. Although he may run Tuskar Jester as well. But this play is pretty forced. I think I win. So yeah, I win. So once again, we need to put him as far into the negative as we can. I believe that's this. So, yeah, that's pretty good. That's 3-0. So, I think that generally describes the playstyle of Zoo. You kind of want to get bored early. You don't want to be too cautious and hold too many of your cards. Board control is big, and playing around cards is really, really big as well. Playing around the True Silver. That turn where I put the really big health minions on board to play around Consecrate instead of using the Implosion. I probably would have lost the game if I would have imploded there. Into Consecrate, but I had all those 4 health minions, so he had to trade out board. Void Caller, really important if you have demons in your hand to kind of play around Void Caller and know potentially what that could bring. It is a random demon, so that's important. Didn't get to see a lot of action from my big cards, but the big cards are more in there for control matchups, and even if I played 1 or 2 more games, at the beginning of the season, it's not too likely that I get control matchups. So probably going to leave it at 3-0. If I queue up once or twice more, I'm probably going to get Secret Paladin again, and we're probably going to see more of the same thing. But if you have any questions, the deck list is on Reddit, and it'll be listed in the comments of this YouTube video. Yeah, I think that's about it. I would say, just kind of running down the cards one more time. We have the egg is probably your biggest tempo swing early game because it's 2 mana for a 4/4 and you get a trade. So let's say if they have a 3/2, if you use Power Overwhelming, you kill their 2-drop and you get a 4/4 which is worth like 3 mana. So it's like you're paying 3 mana for like a 5 mana swing, and the egg is just really, really, really strong. It works with Power Overwhelming, it works with the Beast, and it works with the Lance Carriers. Um, Taunting the egg is really strong, kind of like I did that game. Egg also has synergies with Defender of Argus. Void Color is really strong, especially with taunts, because they may want to ignore Void Color at times, because they just don't want to bring out the free demon. Late game cards, Boom is good, Mal'Ganis is good. You really need to worry about BGH with those cards, but they are kind of your late game finishers. But I think that's about it for the deck list. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy episode 2 of Hearth of the Cards. It should be out tonight, and for those of you watching on YouTube, it's probably already out. So look up Hearth of the Cards on Twitter.